Hi everyone, I'm Poli, Senior eLearning Developer at iSpring. This is a place where we will talk honestly about eLearning, what works, what doesn't, and how to make eLearning truly engaging and effective. In this series of videos, I will run an eLearning crash test. The idea is simple. We will take a real online course, spot the mistakes that throw learners off or hurt the learning experience, and then I will show you how to fix them. Why follow these crash tests? Because whether you are an instructional designer, an L&D professional, or an HR manager responsible for training, you need a clear eye for quality. And sometimes, the little things like a slide layout or an icon can make or break engagement. So let's take a look at today's case, a course called Keeping Prospects Engaged. We picked 8 slides that went wrong and rebuilt them in iSpring Suite the way they should look. Here's our title page. Notice anything wrong? First impressions matter, and this course doesn't start strong. Here's what I see. The illustration dominates but doesn't really connect to the topic of the course. Colors are low contrast, so the title fails to catch my eye. And there's no extra info like whether there's audio or how long the course will take. In other words, the slide feels random and doesn't tell me much about what's coming. But all these things are easy to fix. Let's take a look at this reworked slide. What has changed? First, the title takes center stage. It's bold, readable, and clear about the topic. Then, the illustration now works as a metaphor. A character with a radar pointing to scenarios of client interaction. Much more relatable, right? Also, notice a strong contrast that makes it easy to read. On top of that, the hierarchy is clean. Text and visuals balance each other. Plus, we added learner-friendly cues. Voiceover included and 30 minutes to complete. Now, the cover sets expectations and gets the learner motivated to begin. Alright, now for the outline slide. Do you feel as dizzy as I do trying to make sense of this wall of text? Also, there are no icons, no navigation hints, and no sense of progress. Let's improve this. Look at the redesigned version. A strong title sets the tone. Each topic has an icon. That helps build associations. A bit of animation guides the eye. And you can take off sections as you go. Thanks to these tweaks, the course feels interactive and motivating right from the start. And I'm eager to move on. Here, we're getting to the body of the course, and right away, I see a lot of text. The stats and numbers don't stand out, and I'm having trouble focusing on the main idea. Do you have a similar impression? In the fixed version, we've solved all these issues. The title is now clear and structured. Only keywords are highlighted, so your eye goes to what matters. What I especially love here is that data is visualized in a simple chart. Instant comprehension. And the text area is reduced, so cognitive load generally drops. Ready to move on? This one hurts. The character is in a weird pose pointing at a massive speech bubble, but looking at the learner. Besides, the design is all over the place. The result is total confusion. The oversized call-out is intimidating and background elements still focus. I fixed quite quickly by doing a few simple things. First, I used a blurred background for context. Then I added a neat pop-up window instead of a huge bubble. A small icon here supports the key point. And the character's pose is natural, pointing upward, plus their gaze goes straight to the text. Now, learners' eyes follow the same path. No effort required. Alright, here's another ineffective way to put together an info slide. Notice the icons. Different line weights, sizes, and colors. It looks more like a table than an interactive menu. You're left guessing that's clickable. Here's a solid way to rework it for both design and learner comprehension. The trick is to follow one consistent style. Each button looks clickable. Simple animation makes the interface feel alive, and navigation is intuitive, so the screen feels cohesive. Now I know where to click and where it will take me. And we're moving on. What do you think about this slide? I instantly got lost. Here the character is almost centered. Split the screen in two. The text is scattered around and there's no clear hierarchy. Learners don't know where to start reading. And what does email have to do with anything? All in all, a pretty messy slide. Let's see how a more effective version would look. Quite different, right? Here I applied the rule of thirds. That's a simple design principle where you imagine the screen divided into 3 equal parts, both horizontally and vertically. Key elements are placed along those lines or intersections. So in this slide, all the text is grouped in one block on the left, which naturally sits along that grid. And the character is positioned on the right, balancing the layout. This creates a clear focal point and makes the slide much easier to follow. Balance and logic restored. We've got one more slide to analyze. Are you ready? By now, you should be able to instantly spot all the wrong things. First, what's this giant office background? The character is smaller than the furniture. Immediately, learners might sense that something is off. Instead of focusing on the content, they will feel distracted, thinking, why is this chair bigger than the person? From then on, their concentration is lost and hard to win back. But we won't let that happen. I corrected the proportions so that the character and the background finally belong to the same visual world. That means the setting and the person are now sized realistically. And the visual scale is consistent, so nothing feels off or distracting. This harmony makes the scene believable, and the learner's attention stays on the content instead of hunting for what looks wrong. By the way, the characters you've just seen are very easy to change or customize with iSpring Suite's Character Builder. That's one of my favorite features of the tool, so I can quickly adjust their clothing, facial expressions, or poses to match the exact training context I'm developing content for. It keeps the course visuals fresh, relevant, and relatable for learners, without spending hours in external design tool. Try Character Builder and other amazing capabilities of iSpring Suite in the free trial. The link is available in the video description. So what did we learn from this crash test? I would say it is this. Even small design flaws can completely derail engagement, and your entire course might become ineffective. But with a few clear principles and structure, hierarchy, proportion, and consistency, you can transform a course into something learners want to complete. No distractions or confusion. And that's it for today's eLearning crash test. Go ahead and try these offering techniques yourself. Or if you have other suggestions on course design improvement, please leave your comments under the video. I love getting inspired by your idea insights. One last thing. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and share this with your fellow instructional designers. And here's my challenge to you. If you've seen a course that desperately needs a crash test, send it my way. Maybe we will feature it in the next episode. I'm Poli. Thanks for watching. See you next time.